We had some filmmakers up to speak to the students, and we talked about in the pub afterwards. We were talking about, when you screen your work, where do you sit inside the cinema? You want to sit at the front and look back and see everybody, but dare you look back, and do you sit near the door so you can make a quick exit, or do you try and pretend that you're not the author of this piece and you sit at the back, or you sit in the audience and you try and not privilege yourself or detach yourself from. So we had some quite interesting debates about the publicness and those first kind of airings of your work, and when you put it out there into the public space, and what does that mean, and how do you work through that as a practitioner to understand that the work that you make is going to be interpreted in many different ways by many different people, coming to it from a plethora of backgrounds and understandings, and that you can't legislate against, and neither should you, I don't think, legislate against that stuff, but you need to have an understanding in the process that has to happen at the end. When Viral Video Disco happens, at the start, I'm more interested in the audience and what the audience does, how they react to it, because there's one thing sat in the dingy edit suite, and one of these edits lasts maybe 2 hour set. So you sit there and it's maybe 16, 18 hours grafting, editing and beat syncing and matching and trying to get the structure of stuff and trying to think about what happens when you follow one track with another track, what happens when you drop something in a certain sequence. So you kind of try and think through it as a system and as a piece of work, and how you think somebody will react to it. And then for me, it's really interesting watching what actually happens on the dance floor. So for me, I'm usually starting at the back, having a drink. You've got a drink if you're going to dance. Yeah. And then onto the dance floor, but in front of the screen, facing back towards the crowd, dancing, hopefully with everybody else, but sometimes just dancing on my own.
Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Move forward.